Do you hear that silence? The kind that settles after the clash of swords, the roaring chaos of battle? Or the endless noise of a world that demands too much? That silence isn't peace. No, it's the weight of defeat. It presses on your chest, doesn't it? Makes you question everything, your choices, your strength, even your worth. I know that silence. I've lived it. I was once a warrior who believed I could conquer anything. I wore my armor like it was part of my skin, my sword an extension of my will. But there came a day when my strength failed me. I fought against an enemy I thought I could overcome. I gave it everything I had, and still, I fell. That battle didn't just leave scars on my body. It tore into my soul. I lost brothers, friends, people who had believed in me. And in their dying eyes, I saw a question that haunted me. Why wasn't I enough? I carried that question like a boulder strapped to my back. Nights were sleepless, the days blurred together. I avoided my reflection because I didn't recognize the man staring back. It wasn't the warrior who had walked into battle with unshakable faith. No, it was a man broken by doubt. Have you ever felt that way? Like you've given everything, fought with all your heart, only to end up face down in the dirt? Maybe your battle isn't fought with swords. Maybe it's fought in a crumbling marriage, a soul-crushing job, or the constant rejection from people who don't see your worth. One night, after a day of running from my failures, I stumbled into a chapel. The candles flickered like tiny beacons in the darkness. I knelt before the altar, not because I wanted to pray, but because my legs could no longer hold me up. With trembling hands, I opened the Bible left there. My eyes landed on a verse that felt like it was meant for me. Though I walk in the midst of trouble, you preserve my life. You stretch out your hand against the anger of my foes. With your right hand, you save me. Psalm 138:7. In that moment, I realized something profound. I had been fighting my battles alone. I had been relying solely on my strength, forgetting that I wasn't created to carry the weight of the world on my own. Let me ask you something. Are you carrying your burdens alone? Have you convinced yourself that asking for help, leaning on faith, is a sign of weakness? It's not. I learned that the hard way. The day I decided to lay my burdens at God's feet was the day I began to rise again. Not as the same warrior I was before, but as someone stronger because I finally understood this truth. It's okay to fall, as long as you get back up. Now let me talk to you, not as a warrior, but as someone who sees you in your struggle. You're tired, aren't you? Tired of giving everything you have and feeling like it's never enough. Tired of people's expectations, of pretending to be fine when you're not. Tired of carrying the weight of past mistakes, failures, and the fear of more to come. I see you, and I want you to know that you're not alone in this. We all have our battles. Maybe yours is depression, the kind that makes getting out of bed feel like scaling a mountain. Or maybe it's the relentless pressure to be perfect in a world that loves to tear people down. Let me tell you something the world doesn't want you to hear. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be unshakable. You don't have to carry it all on your own. When Jesus carried the cross, he wasn't just carrying a piece of wood. He was carrying the weight of every failure, every sin, every burden we could ever face. And when he stumbled, someone stepped in to help him carry it. If the Son of God needed help, why do you believe you're any different? Let go of the pride that tells you to suffer in silence. Let go of the lie that says you're too broken to be fixed. Let go of the fear that keeps you from taking another step forward. Here's the truth. Feeling defeated doesn't mean you've lost. It means you've been fighting. It means you've been brave enough to stand in the arena when others ran. And those scars you carry? They're not marks of failure. They're proof that you're still here, still fighting, still standing. I won't promise that the road ahead will be easy. It won't be. You'll face more battles, more pain, and more moments when you feel like giving up. But here's what I can promise. You're stronger than you think. Not because of the armor you wear or the strength of your sword, but because of the fire within you, the fire God placed there. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. Let that be your battle cry. Let it remind you that no matter how many times you fall, you can rise again. So to you, the one feeling defeated, take a deep breath. Stand up. Pick up your sword, whatever that looks like in your life, and step back into the fight. Not because you're invincible, but because you're unstoppable when you refuse to stay down.